It's another sunny day here in Sussex. Great big lorry passing me by as I have just pulled up very close to Julia's house, although I couldn't get right up to her house because there was a cement vehicle just left delivering cement blocking the road. Picking up Julia, I believe we're going to Bramber Castle this morning to fly the drone, if it's not too windy, up there. Been there before, but I haven't been there for, certainly not on video, for about 4 years. So I know we've got some new viewers, so we thought we'd take you up to Bramber Castle and have a look at that. So I'm just looking to see if the lovely Julia is anywhere nearby.
Hi.
Who's that girl?
Who's that girl? Oh God. You made me sing already.
Well, you're always singing when I'm around. Hello, my dear.
Hello, lovely.
To climb into my little mobile. Nice to see you.
To see you nice.
Yes. Off for another jaunt?
Fantastic, yep.
Great.
We have arrived.
That was a rough little entrance area, driveway, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The approach. The approach, that was...
I think you covered it.
Yeah, good.
That was rough.
Rough. Very rough. There's an ice cream van over there. Ooh. Hefty thwack. Ice cream van, but we have our own little abode, and I just want to make sure that there is coffee and tea inside. Yes, there is. There certainly is. Whew. So, are you wanting a cup of tea now before we get off?
I would love one, yes please. I've not had one yet.
That's a yes. So I'll get that on. We'll have our refreshments. Then we'll take the drone, which is just down on the floor there, in its case, and we'll get up and fly it around the big tower. Well, part of the gatehouse. I imagine that everybody has gone to the coast, and there may not be that many people who come to the countryside, although some people may have come to the countryside to get away from the hot and go into the woods and things. Who knows, maybe a bit more water. There we go. But it is nice to do both. And living on the coast, you can. We are on a bit of a slant here. Everything's just slanting downhill, but that's okay. It's not going to slide out the back of the van. The lovely Julia is tarting up her face. She starts off as a sort of Nora Batty character and ends up on camera, as you see, as a glorious princess. Actually, she doesn't start off as Nora Batty, she just starts off as a princess who's then just enhanced the princessness of her ness. Although, actually, I'm not into princesses personally. There you go.
Thank you.
I don't have any sugar. I don't have any sugar. What I mean is, I don't have any milk. I don't mind the black coffee, powdered black coffee, but I prefer milk. And then in real coffee, I prefer it black. Weird, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, recently, what I've been trying is buying single cream and putting that into coffee.
I had a friend that used to do that.
It's very nice. Bit of single cream. Double cream, too thick. Fat
Yeah,
cream,
too far.
very unintelligent.
Single cream, Goldilocks.
Married cream. Did we do a joke like that? We did a joke like
You
that
have done
before. Yeah,
before,
done that joke. Yeah,
Ah, well.
like the BBC, this full of repeats. And there's another repeated joke. Hey ho. It looks like they put some barrier around the bottom of the gatehouse, the last remaining wall. Although there are other bits of wall, but the main impressive bit, I suppose, which is a bit of a shame.
Oh.
But that's all right. We're aiming to fly above it, but we're going to keep the drone away from it
Yes.
in case the wind bashes into it.
You don't want that now.
No, don't want to break the drone. Also, I don't want to get accused for damaging a national heritage monument, national edifice sticking up out of the one of them, the tooth in the thing. So starting in the centre of what we are, in the bailey of the castle, you've got the motte, the M-O-T-T-E, which would have had the tower on it, probably a wooden tower to begin with, and then a tower made of the local material, flint.
There's another tower there.
And a tower over there, was there?
Yes. And then the gatehouse tower here.
Yeah, that's the one that's behind us.
Yes.
So, and then this large area which would have had buildings, all in timber frame buildings, probably thatched and what have you, horses, soldiers' billet, all that kind of malarkey.
Forges. And
Forges,
things.
yeah, the whole lot. And then the village developed as a result of the castle to sort of feed the lot in here. So farmers would have brought in food and all sorts of bits, you know, all those sort of other businesses that you would need in order to keep a fleet of Normans under the initially the William de Burroughs family, who came in here as part of the Norman invasion in 1066, and then they built this. And I think it was the late Georgian, Victorian time that this had all fallen into ruins, and here was a lot of picnic area and
yeah,
tea
I can
rooms.
imagine that would have been perfect. Right
And-
up the Victorians'
Absolutely.
alley as such.
Because they would have had the pleasure stuff at Devil's Dyke. People from Worthing and some of the other places would have come out on a day's trip and had tea and cake and all the usual stuff. And people still come here. A lot of people walk their dogs, of course, now. But it's a lovely area, and kids love it.
Yeah, again, I have seen quite a few people have picnics here and even bringing, you know, disposable barbecues and things.
Sorry, I couldn't see which way, because the picture was just so delayed. I couldn't get the thing. Anyway, there's the mop. I've got it now.
There's certainly a trick to using these gadgets, but Richard seems to be getting to grips with it quite well, hasn't he? He certainly caught some really lovely shots in the latest videos. Well, every time he puts the drone up, he gets good shots. I suppose that's partly the nature of a skilled person, and wherever it is, well, it's right in front of him, and a cool gadget.
Just struggling a bit today with the drone, don't know why. There's quite a delay between the signal the drone is sending down to the tablet. So you make adjustments and then you can't quite tell if that's working. So I'm more interested in just getting the sort of general overhead scenery shots, and Julia likes to do more sort of stunty shots, I imagine would be the phrase.
It might be the phrase. I don't know. Is it the phrase we're choosing?
It is the phrase that we are choosing, manoeuvring the thing, whereas I'm not so as easy as that, I think, because I struggle to see the tablet, so I just get it up into some good positions. But anything that you think is good, press the record button.
Okay, well.
I'm just looking at this notice board, and it says in 1935 a model steam train, the Silver Jubilee, ran around a track around the Mott, which is just over there. That's fantastic. It would be lovely to see that sort of thing again. In the early 19th and 20th centuries, the castle had a tea room, there we go, and occasionally a fairground, swings, coconut shies and other amusements, which were set up all in the Bailey.
I think it was thermals, because it's such a hot day, and yeah, I mean, and the ground's undulating as well. So that will affect, you know, when you're close enough proximity to the ground, that's going to affect the drone.
It was the signal, that's what got me. The signal was just so delayed. I would line it up and I think it was pointing one way, and then eventually the picture would come through and actually it was pointing the other way, and you came up with a good idea for that.
Oh yes, to paint a bright colour on one end, or even both ends, so red and green, like on an airplane, to differentiate the ends.
This is the wall, that's one of the surviving walls, the longest bit of wall here, as you can see, made out of flint and local cement, which probably was lime and chalk really, and dirt and whatever else, but it's bloody well worked for ages.
It stood the test of time.
It certainly has. It's remarkable.
Albeit a little crumbly now.
Yes, yes, don't eat it, it's not a crumble cake. Julia's had this mad idea that I'm going to walk along the top and she's going to try and film me, in the hope that I trip, fall over and land with a big crunch, and then we can watch the air ambulance come in. Is that the idea?
No, that's not quite it.
Oh.
I think you've misunderstood.
Oh. So...
but it would have been good to have
there's
done
a kind of...
the shot with the drone. But...
Yeah. So she wanted to do a shot with the drone following me, but because it's not working brilliantly...
Yeah, it's because of the thermals and like I said,
yeah,
the undulating ground.
Now I think I can get up here, but I don't think I can run along because I'm scared of heights, and B...
I was not suggesting you run.
Oh, I thought I had to run along and you were running along as well. Okay,
no.
So
Walking.
let me give you that.
Okay.
And I will attempt to climb up here. This bit's the easy bit. And of course the Norman soldiers would have been up here. It would have been a bit more substantially and better, obviously. I probably look quite diminished. That's why I've come up here to look even smaller. And already, that sense of being high up Ta-da! I'm not going to the end because there's a narrow bit there and I'm starting to feel twitchy.
If you didn't hear him, he's starting to feel twitchy because it gets narrow at the end. He's on his way back. Let's see the whole. Okay. Ta-da!
If you did this all day, of course, you would get so much more used to it. You know, it's like painting a house. If ever I paint my house, the first few times climbing up onto the top and doing all that, I just like, whoa. But then, as the time goes on, you start to feel a bit blasé about it and you go, oh yeah, just go up here. The old confidence comes up. So, am I thinking now that you're going to have a go?
Just walk the other bit.
Oh yeah,
It's not very high or long.
No. Go on then.
I get the easy one.
Now, no jumping.
I didn't freak out then. I just wobbled a bit and oh! It's not even that high. Though it does
Feels high from down here.
Yeah, it does get deep, higher if you move that way. It's a big drop the other side, down into the moat.
Oh yeah, there's a huge drop down there. And we'll go and have a little look in a mow. But just to give you a kind of an idea, I mustn't lose sight of the drone, which is in the bag. But I'm just going to nip down here to show you. On the other side of the wall, here, you can see there's still bits of the outer bit of the wall here. And then, because the moat would have been even deeper than it is now, it was silted in over the 1,000 years that it's been here. 1,000 years! I mean, that's the thing. But have a look down there. Right down there. That is quite scary.
Woohoo! Big summer blowout.
Summer what?
Summer blowout.
What does that mean?
I was quoting a Disney film, don't worry about it.
Oh, Disney film. No idea what she's talking about. I don't really watch Disney films. But then I don't have children, you see, anymore. I have young adults. Well, they're not so young either. Lovely. Anyway, there's a bit of the wall. Well, that was impressive.
Yeah.
Looking down.
Always love coming here. So much to see.
Yeah. Well, we've got two more items really to have a look at here. There's the motte. We're going to go up in the motte, and then there's the sort of remains of the other tower, which obviously, well, so obvious. It's not obvious till you see it. The higher bits are no longer there. It's really just the lower walls. But first, the motte. I haven't got my walking boots on for this properly, but it's not terribly high. I imagine it would have been a lot higher. Perhaps the bailey has also been, over the years, raised by dirt and stuff. But here we are. It's not a huge space. And really, it was only a stronghold. So if they were invaded by the Saxons, who mounted some form of force, by the old sort of Anglo-Saxons, the English, then they would have had to come in here, really, just to protect William de Braose, the Lord, and any important people, religious nuts, and all of that. I don't know how high it would have been, probably about 3 or 4 stories. It needed to dominate the area because the River Arun is just over there, And of course in Norman times this was a port, which is why the castle is here, because an invading force would utilise the port for bringing in all its stuff. Once it had quelled the foe, the native people, it would use the port.
Do you need some breath?
No, I don't need any. I'm very fit, very, very fit. Yeah, so thanks. So that's really what it was used for. Of course, the river now is much further to the east, which is quite remarkable. We're going to attempt to go down a slightly steeper bit on the side. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing my walking boots, so I'm actually slipping here. Oh, bloody hell. Are you all right?
Yeah, are you?
No, I'm just got no grip. Yeah, see?
We are stupid. I tell you what, I'll just get down on my gun. Woohoo! Nature's slide. Ta-da!
I think that's the only way to do it. Hang on, I'm coming. I can't stop myself. Oh. Bloody hell.
I thought you were going to be in that bush, the thorn
Yes.
bush.
Oh, right. So, behind us, we have the old bit of keep. So, let's delve back in time and imagine that we're either Norman knights or servants going through the lower portion of the tower.
You can hear the clinking of weapons and armoury now. Armour.
And then you come into this bit, which must have had a few floors above, and I guess, I mean, it's quite high, and there's an exposed area here looking towards the South Downs in the east, and it's a terrific view. And I imagine that the tower would have gone up a bit, and of course it would have had the...
Even more terrific a view.
Yes, but I was thinking it would have the arrow slits and all of that,
yeah.
which the soldiers would have peered out, and then maybe on the top, if it was crenellated, they would have been up there, and as you say, a more terrific view. But the river was so much closer, and would have been at its base going into Steyning.
That is fantastic, isn't it? Just how far a river can move.
And now the river must be quarter of a mile.
Short period of time.
Yeah, 1,000 years. It's moved for whatever reason, and it's like a quarter of a mile to the east of us. So there's some plains, and that's now salt marshes. And there's some beautiful salt marsh wildflowers and plants and all of that. Yes.
We have a holy wall.
Holy heck. Let's have a look through there then. Hello.
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 Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah.
Boop. These are gorgeous old parts of the pillars, sort of thing, or sections. But I love the chunkiness and the solidness. It'd have to be, fort, bailey, castle thing.
Castle.
Castle. Bramber Castle. It's in the name.
Definitely castle.
That's the one.
This, as you can probably see now, is down in the moat. And as I said before, it probably was, I don't know, maybe a 10 foot deeper than this. It's silted up in the 1,000 years. But it is quite awe-inspiring.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? It's essentially a little valley now, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Green and verdant and parched in places. We are in a drought after all.
You may remember we were clambering about on a wall earlier. Well, we've just come round to the underneath side of it. It's not going the whole way up, but just to give you an indication. Imagine you are a Saxon trying to defeat the Normans. You're going to climb up to the wall there above me, and they of course have got the advantage to repel you very easily, which I guess is why no real attempt was made. I don't know if it was made, but they never got overrun, did they? The Normans were here to stay. So what am I looking at now then, Julia?
Some sort of maple. It's not a sycamore, is it? No, it's not.
It's clambering down some little steps that have been cut into the side of this bit, because behind us you can see it's actually quite high, and you would imagine that the moat would have been at the same level all the way around, particularly if it had water in it, because otherwise how would, the water can't climb up, can it? And as you were just saying, it's probably a lot of scree.
Yeah, a lot of debris coming down from the earthen banks and
it's filled
and
it
walls,
in
yeah.
over the last 1,000 years. I was thinking actually, as we were walking along, that probably a lot of the old Anglo-Saxons were put to work, the labourers off the land and what have you, to dig, the Normans wouldn't have done this, to dig out this great big ditch. I think those great lumps there are part of the tower that had fallen down.
Yeah, they are marked on one of the information boards.
Oh, are they?
In the little diagrams, yeah.
Because you can see that this is not the natural way, because you can see the line of the where it should be horizontal, not vertical, the line of the stones. Well, I think that just about sums up our little Norman exploration of Bramber Castle. That was fun, wasn't it?
That was lovely, perfect.
Need to get out and go and investigate and explore more old relics in the landscape, maybe as part of our 24-hour escapes that we do. But anyway, from Bramber Castle, thank you for watching. We will be back to do more.
Like, subscribe, donate, and click on the bell notification.
And don't forget to become a member of our wonderful YouTube channel, where the members get extra content and chocolate biscuits if they bought them.
Yeah.
Themselves.
I have to think about that.
Yeah, me too. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.